all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We really need to work out that law with God. I think we do it different than
All right. Do we have an adjournment? Oh, right here. Okay. You do roll call?
Yes, I do that. Alrighty, Mayor Patterson, Ms. Beaupre?
Here.
Ms. Hefner?
Here.
Mr. Richmond?
Here.
Mr. Engard?
Here.
Mr. Bozak?
Here.
Mr. Swett?
Here.
Okay, we're going to jump in there and we're going to go to public safety. Yep.
I personally don't have anything. Do you have anything, Mr. Bruce?
Yeah, the chief wanted to pass on some stuff to you. So the K9 car update, the radios ordered should come in to the vendor sometime this week. They call it hot and pop system. You guys know what that is. It lets the dog out for an emergency, so the officer can press it and let the dog out automatically. It's all hydraulic and electronic operated. That one was broken when we got it. So he had to order a new one, so that one should be in pretty soon. The K9 contract is done, waiting for a solicitor review. I don't even know if you got one of those.
Nope, at the moment.
And then the other thing is the drug unit agreement with the sheriff's office. Changes were made. They're waiting on the county prosecutors to final review and bring it for council's approval. So there was some tweaking, I think, that needed to be done in there. And then the prosecutors have to review it again and then give it back to the chief, and then he'll give it to you guys so you guys can see if you like it. He did apply for a JAG grant recently. There has been a lot of problems with the JAG grant in the past. You haven't been able to actually file for any of them because the FBI data has not been submitted that they were waiting for. So last submission to the FBI was February 2022. So your chief does that via, at the end of the year, generally they forward all the information to the FBI and they keep stats that you guys probably heard about or see on there. So that hasn't been done since 2022. So it makes you ineligible for any future grants until that's caught up. That took a lengthy process. I know that he had to talk to CMI to figure out how to do that, especially for that length of time, and he was only able to send 50 reports at a time. We're talking 3,600 reports or whatever, and calls for service, and that's just the minor portion of reports that we take each year. But he had to go through all of those, forward all those off. That was actually done. He is putting in for a grant. He wants to get new computers in the car and portable radios for the police officers. The JAG grant covers 75%, and then generally the village or the police department have to pay 25% for that. The computers themselves, I think I was looking at, they were right around $6,000 a piece, so times 5. So it's quite a bit of money for that. 3 of the 4 part-time officers are currently going through FTO training. One needs to start training as soon as we have another officer available to train. That's another guy that was on our auxiliary for quite a while. He put in his application. We did his background check, and so he wants to start, but we just don't have the ability to get him with another person in the car yet and get some training done. The radio update, the radios actually are working really well right now, currently. They did put another repeater on this tower right here. The sheriff's office came out, took care of that themselves. He believes it's going to be free, because they didn't ask ahead of time and they didn't give him any numbers for cost, but he believes that's going to be for free, paid for by the sheriff's office. I don't know if you guys are familiar with out at the range. He had it was out there, back when Aldair was here. It was a container, a storage container that was put out there at the range. So they were working with the mayor getting that out of there, because that's been infested with rain and rodents. And they're looking at getting that out of there. They went through it. There was a bunch of papers through there. They were able to shred all those and get that out of there. And then a new one should be out there shortly to put a new one in its place. I don't know if he talked about price on that, right? Was that free? I don't think it's free.
It's been a while. So
it's like $4,000 or something like that for a container.
Maybe even less than that.
It wasn't a lot of money. One of those big steel metal containers you see on West Broadway down here, that's the guy that we were going to buy it from.
Yep.
and then we can move a lot of the stuff that's back in storage in your furnace room out of there to out there at the range. So that should be soon, is what they spent a lot of time working on. But anyways, while they were out there going through all that junk out there, they did find another vehicle repeater. And he's saying he would like to possibly put it in one of the new cruisers. So didn't find any other ones, just one.
How much would that cost on the market?
The repeaters, when I bought them at the Parks and Bradner, I think it was about $3,000 a piece. So
Just
some,
chilling in an open container.
yeah, some are between $2,000 and
He's already in
$3,000.
raccoon.
But he found one, and apparently the radio guy checked it out, said, yep, it'll work. It's probably about $500 to install, so he's thinking about putting it in one of the cruisers. He just wanted to let you guys know. No update on yet when we should get a new cruiser here. The truck, I drove it all morning. I parked it, went to lunch for 30 minutes, came out to the truck, and it won't start.
Oh, boy.
So I don't know. But we don't want to put any money into it because, you know, it's going to be traded in. So we can fire it up and get it to wherever it's got to go. That's good enough, the way I look at it. So.
We used to have them where you could drag them, tow them, whatever.
Exactly. We might have to do that. Yeah, Josh. So I've been driving that K-9 car around, so we don't really want to put miles on it, but I don't have a choice on another car. So, but that's all he wanted me to let you guys know.
Advertising that K-9 unit that we aren't using just yet, but we will be very shortly, I believe, correct?
Should be, yes. Yeah, she's getting through her FTO as well. So, I mean, it's not that she needs, you know, legal experience, you know, and laws and that kind of stuff. She knows all that. It's boundaries and how do we handle paperwork and calls and, you know, prosecutors dealing with their reporting system. Because what she's going to be dealing with will be mostly felonies. So she has to understand how to do that.
Good deal.
That's it.
Thank you.
Any questions for Tim? We will move on to Public Works. Paul?
I have nothing. Does I have anything?
We got a new guy started.
Who's your new guy?
Cody Helms is his name. He's from Fostoria. It's early. He's doing well, but it's early. We got the catch basin cleaners in town finally.
Thank you.
See if
All right,
John.
thanks.
Josh has to start it.
I'm out here real quick.
Well, I've got a couple questions for you.
Go ahead.
That pertain to the festival while
Sure.
you're here. The benches, are you going to be, the bleachers, will you be able to move those up? We are going to have the band on Broadway, just this side of the post office. The stage will be there, and so we want the benches on this side of it.
I'm gonna have to do, and I was talking to Josh about this earlier.
Okay.
Did the Summer League guys send you these ball schedule?
Not yet, but you will.
Okay.
Safely, at least.
I think he said it was gonna be okay. but-
Okay. And then we'll
Do
be
I need
able-
to reach out to somebody, or?
Josh reached out to him today.
Oh, okay.
I don't
just
think
wanted
we
to-
totally
an
know.
hour ago.
I mean-
Just wanted to make sure there was no ball going on.
Okay,
So
right.
to reach out there.
Right.
One thing I did notice is the road is to be shut down at 6.
Yes, well, no, Friday, Broadway's gonna have to be shut down at 9 AM on Friday.
Oh, that's better yet.
Okay, yeah,
Better yet.
because they're coming in to set the tent up sometime Friday afternoon.
Perfect.
And they will not tear it down until late
Great.
on Sunday, so Sunday afternoon sometime or other.
Great. I thought the permit said 6, and I thought.
That's for Main Street. Main Street will be shut
Okay.
down at 6. Broadway on both sides is gonna have to be shut down at 9.
Now, historically, we have never shut it down. The only thing we've ever did was put out barricades.
Okay,
If we're gonna shut this down, we're gonna have to do it prior to 3:30. I'm not gonna be here Friday, but
right.
we get off work at 3:30, so if we're gonna do it, we're gonna have to do it earlier,
Okay.
which,
What time do you want it shut down?
Well, we can do it whatever time you need to.
Well-
Broadway is gonna be shut down at 9 AM Friday.
Sure.
We were gonna do 6 on Main, but, you know, if you, and it was gonna go for,
Oak Street.
I was
yes.
gonna say, even if you get the barricades out there how you normally do.
Sure.
I mean, we just always
Put 'em
ran
up.
around on golf
Yeah.
carts
Yeah.
and put them up.
Well, and see, and I wasn't sure if there was anyone to do that. I mean, if there was a
As long as we're not gonna upset the
list.
apple cart.
We'll
Yeah,
be
sure.
glad to help anyway.
And then historically what's been done is we put them off to the side, as Timmy well knows, and then they get set up, and then when it's all done, whoever sets them up, somebody takes them down, and then we go
Okay.
around Monday morning and take
Yeah.
them up.
Mhm.
That's not a
But
problem.
as far as those bleachers, we can get them up here. The mayor offered him and his sons to help us,
Okay.
so just let me know where you want these things.
It'll be right across Broad and Main, off of
Okay.
Main, so that when we open Main back up, because we don't keep Broad shut down until Sunday afternoon, which will be opening Main back up at midnight on Saturday. Just so they're in there, and
Sure.
if we can get, I don't know how many we can get in there, or how many there are, but as many as, I guess, as possible.
Okay.
You know, so that if there's two that sit like this, or I don't know if it's set them on an angle, if that would work. And then the other thing is could I get, do you have cones?
We have cones.
Okay, I need 8 or 10 of them, and the
Sure.
reason being, I need to mark off some spaces here, but I've got to go down to the park, and there's a couple vendors going down there at 9:40 or 9:30, and I want to mark those spaces off so no one parks there beforehand.
Sure,
So-
we have plenty.
Awesome, okay. That's it, thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah, I have, the route for picking up the trash.
Yes.
I think I had the discussion last year about, you know, you always had Main Street, put all the trash up on
Mm-hmm.
Main Street.
Oh, you did.
Why wouldn't we leave that in the alleys? Or
And see,
can't we do
this was established long before I was here, and that's how they've always done it, so,
Well,
I mean, it's,
I would like to change it.
I would
just
think that
because
it
I
would be
think
somebody
throwing all
else
the-
making that.
Are you talking the
Decision.
dumpster?
No,
Well,
large garbage pickup.
yeah.
And this is for the festival?
No,
This is annual.
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry,
sorry, yeah.
I got you, I was totally, I was like.
Every year we do the large garbage
Yeah,
pickup
gotcha.
for the city, for the village. And like Main Street, they have us put all of our garbage out on Main Street instead of in the alley where
Right.
everybody puts their trash cans. And that's why I'm saying, why can't we put it in the alleys like, then for both, actually, both sides of it, you know, we've got Main Street and then whatever, can put it in the alley, it'll save trips up and down the road and everything else.
And it won't look so bad.
Yeah, exactly. I've always, kind of a pain for me, because I live up on a
Right.
hill trying to carry it.
So does that work for you, Josh?
Well, like I said, it was established long before I was here. I don't know if it was done by default, or if it was done from Patterson. I don't know. I don't know if somebody should reach out to Art and
Yeah, I think-
ask him about it. I don't know if it's,
How are we gonna get that out to everybody?
well,
This year.
it won't be out this year because
That's what
it's
I'm-
less
that's-
than.
Well, no, and I brought it up last year and I never heard nothing.
Right.
You know, we need to figure
So-
this out.
I have to call Art to, because I didn't realize we need a dumpster down at the park for the fireworks. So I've got to call him. I can ask him if that would be a problem, if you want me to,
Sure.
at the same time. So I can check on that and we'll change it for next year if it's okay with him.
And the other one, why don't we do Eagle Landing?
We tried to do that one time when Doug was here. Totally different story, but what Andy always told me, the Eagle Landing is like a city within a city.
Well, but they pay North Baltimore taxes, don't they?
Like well, they don't pay property taxes.
Well,
The tenants-
indirectly
I
they do.
mean,
But,
I know we do.
I live up there.
how much you pay? Not to be nosy.
How does that work with property taxes?
And here's the other
Owners pay
thing.
Property tax.
Yeah,
we
Which
pay
is
property
property
tax.
tax.
The-
Through the lot rent.
Which is
Park owner.
in the lot rent,
Yeah.
yeah.
Treasurer.
And the other thing was, and this was done way back when Mike Gazarik was, but you wouldn't even know, you guys know him, but what could he do? I worked at the water department, and we were reading their water meters at the beginning of this. And then whatever change was made, they were made to put in a master meter, and we haven't read their water meters since, I don't know, 96, 97. But the way Andy always explained it to me, it was, its own thing, like a city within a city. So, and I don't know nothing about that. I just know what I was told.
I'd seen on
By him.
Facebook,
Yeah, I
somebody,
kinda-
they're pretty
Most-
concerned about it.
Most trailer courts are owned by the trailer court, and all their rules and all their garbage are dealt with by that company. My grandma lived in a trailer court. They provided dumpsters for garbage. You threw it in the dumpsters.
Well, see,
If
we
you
don't
had
plow
anything
either,
beyond
so-
that, it was your responsibility to find a way to get rid of it.
Or we have them all bring it up to the East Broadway curb, big old mound of it.
6x6 pile.
Big old
There was
6x6
a huge
pile.
pile out there, everyone did that.
And light it on fire, but, and what do you think? Should we maybe look at Eagle Landing to that next year? I mean, what would the initial cost look like?
I don't think, you wanna know what I really think about it, I think we ought to do like every other town does, is get a dumpster, get dumpsters and have people bring the stuff to it.
Yeah, which we're kind of working on with brush and a yard waste drop-off site, which it's on-off project. But we can also include something like that, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, well, and then, people I've talked to really like it too. I guess nothing's ever, it's been talked about years ago and nothing's ever transpired, but.
I will say, I don't think many towns have a large item drop-off site. I know Bowling Green only has like
Well,
grass.
not a site, they get the dumpsters. I still have the paper back on my desk that Allison Murray gave me when she was here.
I'll look at it.
So,
Because I'm worried that
But it's just
those
for
costs.
one time, like they bring in dumpsters for one-time use?
yeah, just
Yeah.
like the pickup's only one
Yeah,
time.
not like
Yeah.
something
And
that's
it's,
there all the time.
and it's monitored. I mean, you like,
Yeah, it's
the
more
same
secure.
things you can't, they don't take here, can't go in the dumpsters. You got people filling them with tires and paint and batteries and all the stuff, mattresses and stuff that,
Yep.
but, yeah.
Any other questions or concerns? All right. We thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, we'll see y'all.
Thank you.
Brian got held up at the water plant. There's an issue with the filter apparently. But he did say that he wanted to tell council that we are expecting to recommend to hire someone next Tuesday for water and wastewater operator.
Eric, was there anything that
Nope.
you wanted to address? Is that it? Any questions for Eric? All right, economic community and development. I do need everyone that wants a shirt to, well, actually what I could do is pass this around. I need how you want the back of the shirt to have your name, so your name, and then if you want councilman or councilwoman, whatever you want it to say.
Councilperson?
Councilperson, whatever you want. So,
Can we prove it?
please skip a line in between and write neatly so that I can make sure I get the spelling right of however you want your name. If, I'm gonna pass that around, and then, so I found out today, Pepsi, said that we could get the pot from them and they would take it back, but we didn't sell. What I found out today is it's 25 cases they will take back. So that makes me a little nervous, because we have no idea how much pop to get. So what I'm gonna do is call the vendors and let them know if they sell pop, they can sell pop. But we will take care of the water sales. And then I will go to Costco's or Sam's or somewhere and get water. I'm not afraid of getting stuck with water. I'm concerned about getting stuck with pop that I cannot get rid of. So,
Well, if we get, sorry, but
Mhm.
if we get stuck with pop, couldn't we just donate to the school and they could use it?
Yeah, but I
But
mean,
the
I have.
cost of the pop
Yeah,
is
it's-
so expensive.
It's $1.38 a bottle for us to pay, and water was like 96 cents. Now, these are 20 ounces, but we're not gonna make as much either. If we go get 16-ounce bottles that, cost us 25 cents a piece.
Oh, so we're not doing 12 ounce cans.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Uh,
And,
And you're buying it through Pepsi, which is at Pepsi cost, not at a store cost.
Right.
Yeah.
so, I just think it's risky. I mean, as much as I wanna do that, I think it's risky, and they used to take it all back. Whatever didn't sell, they took it all back, but he said 25 cases, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. So I think that would be the safest thing to do, is let the vendors sell the pop, and we sell the water. But I'll go get like 50 cases of water, and if we, have to go get extra, it'll be easier to go get water and cheaper. So, but we can, and we'll make more money on the water as well. So, if we spend 25 cents on it and sell it for $2, we're making more money on it. So, I just think that's safer to go that way. If we're going to take it all back, absolutely, but I'm just concerned. And so, because we just, I have been pushing this out on Facebook every week, not just in North Baltimore, but every community surrounding, clear over to White House, Radnor, Fostoria, and all the communities in between, Findlay, Bowling Green, Perrysburg. I've had it on all sites. So, plus we're advertising, I just don't know how much we would have to get. So I think we're safest to go with just the water and do it that way. I'm trying to think if you guys want to be updated on anything, if we could get together next week at 4:45. I don't know, there's not a whole lot changed. There's everything the same basically. I did get the golf carts secured today, 2 for the officers and 2 for us. So I don't know if you guys want to have a meeting next Tuesday at 4:45 just to update everything. I'm happy to do that. What says all of you?
I could make 4:45.
Okay, let's do it then. Let's do 4:45. That way we can all be on the same page. We'll update everything.
Can I let Brad know?
Pardon me?
Can I let Rollins know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, because he's doing the 5K. Then I spoke with Jeff Long today about the cornhole tournament. So we've got that all taken care of. It's going to take place out on the back of the firehouse here, because that way they can drink. It can't be over in the Union parking lot. So I'll update you on all of that next week. So you already, did you pass that around?
Just to be clear, for Mason's sake, you meant to do a 4:45 meeting next Tuesday?
Yeah, please,
Okay.
before the meeting, and that way we can just update everything. And
Festival,
yeah.
250 meeting.
150
committee
ticket
meeting.
celebration, yeah. The cemetery lot split, what were those figures on?
Yes.
Josh has got the figures for a 3-way split out there and a 2-way, because, I didn't know, I don't really know that it's
Yes.
necessary to do the 3, but it's not that much more money.
Yeah, I want to do a 3-way. I'm not like dying on that hill or anything, but 3-way splits, basically cemetery, the development, and then the third one would be the small one where we currently drop off like wood, where we store leaves, all that stuff. The reason why I did that is flexibility in the future. Maybe we want to keep that. Either way, if we wanted to sell it along with the other parcel, we just can. It's not going to be a big deal. I think a few $100 for that little bit of flexibility is overall worth
If
it.
it's connected to the cemetery, though, why would we need to do the split? If that parcel is connected to the cemetery that we're keeping, is it? I don't know.
It can be,
Okay.
but if we want to sell it, in order to do another split, it's kind of sticking out there. It's right behind that house, all that drop-off site basically that we have.
And what was the difference? It was like 32?
2850 compared to 3200. So.
What was the 2 split? 20?
2 was 2,850.
Okay.
And then 3 splits is 3,200.
So,
4:50.
yeah,
Or 3:50.
350.
So my vote is for doing 3 splits, a little added flexibility, but if council doesn't want to do that, that's okay.
What do you guys think?
I don't think it'll hurt.
All right, Jeff, go ahead on that one.
On 3 splits this week.
Yep.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
You gotta agree with it.
Yeah, I was looking at your hand, like, geez.
3. This one got stuck, but it was.
You have your 3-way.
Okay.
Split.
So I think we've all heard that Great Scott is potentially closing July 1st. I did reach out to a friend of mine that owns 2 grocery stores and kind of asked him, he has super prices. He does a lot of specials and stuff. It would be fantastic if he would buy this. He is looking into it. I asked Josh if there was anything that we might be able to do to sweeten the deal, you know, to be able to, because it's not a new build, so it can't be, you know, tax abatement. But is there anything that you came up with so far?
As of now, we do have a community reinvestment area in place for most of the village. So it'd be like a tax abatement for any significant improvement he would make to the building. That's why I've come up with so far. But nothing there's not a lot of money out there for grocery stores for the most part. But I could be wrong. We did reach out to the health department today. They're going to look into it, see if there's any assistance from them. We are technically a food desert with, and we're definitely going to be more without a food desert, which means basically, what you said the definition earlier, what was the definition again?
Yeah, there's some specific definitions like the USDA has as far as what a food desert is, but essentially it's just, you know, a community or neighborhood that doesn't have ample access to like healthy, nutritious food, usually in the form of a grocery store.
So we have Dollar General down the street a little bit from there, but I wouldn't call that the most nutritious, best grocery store in the world. So it's something, but I'm also worried about us not having a pharmacy in town. That's also a big negative, big hit to the community, which, I mean, the way I see it, hopefully, because there's now a demand for it, someone will supply that demand with I don't know, CVS or the grocery store or something. That's my hope. We're still getting the facts on the matter. I still got to reach out to him myself. I actually reach out to him. I'm sure they're reeling from all the news themselves. But why are they closing that store? Why the plans for it? They selling the building?
Well, they got two in Finland that are closing as well.
Yes.
So.
I liked how in the article was basically regarding, because talking about the Finley stores at the very bottom, is all by the way,
Yeah.
North Baltimore is closing July 1st.
He added that later.
Yeah, like insignificant footnote, like big news to us. So I wasn't happy about that. Caught me off guard when I was reading it. But it is what it is. Still a fact-finding mission, but bad news overall. Bad news.
Okay. And I think that's it. Any questions?
I had one for economic. I got with Josh, I'm trying to find electrical drawings. What I'd like to do is see if we can, down through Main Street where we got the new lights and stuff like that, and for up and coming festivals and whatever else. I mean, I'm sure we've got a good sized conduit running down through there where we could run enough electricity down through there where we could like put a stand where you plug into what vendors can plug into and stuff like that. I'd like to look into something like that, so we're gonna just give me a heads up.
Okay.
I'd like to
Perfect.
see if we can do something like that. That'd be nice, and then we could have vendors spread where we need and have enough electricity for everybody. So.
Right. I forgot to ask Josh about this, but you had talked to him about the electric. Do I just let him know which poles we need, the ones that are up high?
Yeah.
Okay.
And to me, I think we'd go out and buy enough extension cords and just zip time,
Do
get
you
as
want
many
to
as we
take care of
can.
getting the extension cords you want, or do you want me to get them?
They have to
Yeah.
be heavy-duty
Right.
extension cords.
Right,
Okay.
so I prefer you to get them, so you've got what you wanted and the length that you need and everything
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
with this drawing, I'd like to find out what kind of wire size we have up there at the top, so,
Mhm.
because I can't run a whole bunch off of it, it's only 14 gauge wire, so.
Right.
We'll look and do a little.
Well, we're gonna need one for DS Brown on this end, and then we're gonna need one for the pony
Yeah.
rides down on the corner, what street is that? The one past the library that's down there that comes in.
Walnut?
Maple.
There's a tree right there on the corner, cause I'm hoping there's some shade there.
Maple. Isn't it?
Isn't it Cotterman's?
Yeah, it's Cotton's, it's maple, isn't it?
Walnut.
Walnut.
Okay. So you're gonna pick those cords up, so we'll have them for the 27th. Perfect, thank you.
The pole that we used to use electric in the back corner of the lot, the bank lot,
Mm-hmm,
back behind where the porta potties used to sit.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
I know,
Okay, I just,
yeah.
Yeah.
We lost the beer truck the one year because it burned up.
yes. Okay.
I was unaware of this. Is it something we can fix? Has it been looked at before?
I don't think it's ours.
Oh, Wow, okay.
Oh, maybe they turned it off.
I think we just tied into it because
Oh.
it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't locked.
But that doesn't affect the vendors that we have coming that need
Well,
electric, right? Okay.
Where are you putting your stage?
It's on Broadway.
Yeah.
And then,
Where at?
right, this side of the post office.
So
Right
the-
where I'm telling you.
Right
that-
where-
Oh, I thought you were talking about right across the
No,
street here.
on front, well, it's,
Well, aren't we bringing electric down around, didn't you say?
I just
Yeah,
didn't want
I have
somebody
a
to count
clue
on
what
you
will
for that,
reach-
because you can't.
I don't know if it'll go quite to the post office, but. I mean,
Well, it's gonna be this side of the alley even.
I don't- I'll have to do
What
all
about,
this.
isn't there a pole on the corner? Does that have one of those plugs up high that?
That won't be enough for the stage, I don't
The
think.
poles by Tar Street? Is that what you're talking about?
No, right here on the corner of Main Street and Broad.
They can probably get away
Okay, it's
with
not better.
2 independent circuits. But preferably would probably need 3.
Let me reach out to him and see what exactly electric he needs. And I'll let you know for sure, and then we can figure out.
Well, he's gonna tell you, he needs a bunch.
Yeah. I know, that's
I
what they
didn't
do to
think he
me.
did. I thought he told me he didn't. But I'll double check.
I just
will-
know if he's running subs and stuff like that, probably all his speakers are powered, everything's, he's gonna need. The PA is gonna have to be separate from the instruments, and.
Okay.
so-
Let me reach out to him and see what we need, and what he needs on his end, and then
Because
I'll
I think
have.
what we always supply is 60 amps, which is two circuits, or 3 circuits.
3 circuits, yeah, 60 amps, plenty, yeah.
But where are we getting that at?
Right.
That won't take away from the food vendors. Tim, don't do that to me.
You're okay on that
Okay.
side, right?
Okay, I'm okay or I'm not coming. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Okay, all right, we'll get it figured out by next Tuesday.
I do have one thing
Yeah.
for you, because I think it falls into yours. I don't know, maybe you guys just think about it, but I think it's about time that we replace the memorial headstones around town. Yeah. so-
Oh,
You mean like the one in your yard?
Like the one in my yard,
Mhm.
the one behind the library.
Library.
Yeah.
And
They've all been there since, you know, I was a kid. I know the one in my yard is pretty beat up.
Mhm.
Not from me hitting it with the mower or anything, but, you know.
Probably your dad.
Probably my dad.
Yeah.
More than likely,
Right.
because he just willy-nilly mowed over everything. But it's getting hard to read, and I think it's just, you know, I think it's time. So, just think about it, maybe what our budget would be on that, something we could do that.
Is that something you could check on, Josh, to see what it would cost and how many we have to replace?
Yeah, I think there's 3.
3. That I
Where's the
third
I
one
can't
at?
remember where the
Yeah, I
third
can't
one's
look-
at right
I don't
now.
know where the third one is either off the top of my head, but yeah,
I'll ask Josh, he probably knows.
he would.
But yeah, I'll look into it.
All right.
Yeah, they don't need to be bigger than they
On that-
are, they just.
On that, the school,
I want to see a
but if it could
monument
be-
out there.
shout out to them, they did a fantastic job over there, over the old
Right,
school
right.
property
Oh,
was.
State Street, yes.
Yeah, did you guys see that?
I did, yeah.
They did a fantastic job.
It's not overgrown with weeds anymore.
No,
What was-
they
what was that
painted
on
it
some-
and
I didn't
stuff.
hear what-
The old school property, the school did a
State and tar.
fundraiser and fixed that all up and painted it.
Nice.
I saw the students out there doing it. They did a fantastic job.
Good deal. All righty, any other questions for me? All right, we will move on to personal policy and ordinance review.
We're back to the public records request, it's the same thing, just updated.
Yep.
Um,
And my person from Lexipol is on vacation this week. There's a chance I may just hold off on doing any legislation on both of these unless council decides to go forward now instead of later. The reason why I say that is I think it just makes more sense to fold it in and talk about it later as a whole. Might be a lot, but we're still bringing this up to your attention now because it has been talked about and can make updates, but I'm also trying to just get rid of standalone documents when possible. So I think the records request policy, I may for sure just fold into the Lexipol stuff. The event policy, I'm kind of trying to get more information on, see if that actually makes sense to do so. or we should just go forward with it at the legislation next week. So I'll let the council update on that as that develops. But do you guys have any questions regarding either policy? You guys have the actual red line now, so. Quite a few changes on both policies.
Not that this is really under this thing, but where are we at on our attorney, our legal?
Oh, yes. So, I called John Filkins twice. He reached out to me today, actually. He said he's not available, as the guy we interviewed last year.
He's not?
He's not available, busy. Rothenbuehler's, they said no, they're busy. And then Kent Murphy, who is the current village solicitor, well, outgoing village solicitor, that is for Pemberville. Still trying to get word from him, but nothing confirmed yet. He's kind of like doesn't want to leave him stranded kind of thing. But Bob Bomer of Rupp, Higgins, and Bomer at Archibald and Bryan, he will be getting interviewed next Tuesday during executive session. Probably.
He's got a bit of a drive.
Yeah, well, it's not. I think if we were to select him, it's more we're selecting this firm, and they're kind of helping us as a whole. That's what kind of. That's what I got to gather from what he was telling me. But yeah, so we have a possible, which is something. So let's see how that goes.
Alrighty. Anything else for personal policy ordinance?
No.
Okay, any questions? All right, finance and technology, Dave.
I don't have anything this time.
Why don't
Because I just had the list on.
Maybe we should just go without a tournament and you would have.
Yeah, I could have. It's not really under mine, but.
All right. Any questions for Dave? Josh, what do you got for us?
Yes, so I made this beautiful, what do you call it, map. Unfortunately, I didn't think about and look at it until earlier today and cut off 18 on this, but it's up there, the beautiful TV. So basically, what the dark blue is already funded sidewalk projects. 18, think of that as 10-foot wide multi-use path. Yellow is anticipated in the future type of thing. So I'm trying to get 10-foot wide sidewalk all the way from Tar Street to Love's. East of Great Scott
So-
will be paid for by development is the thought on that. And west of Briar Hill is not a priority now. That's something we can do after most of the other yellow stuff is done, just north of that.
Is this the 106, 101?
What that is referring to, and I'll get to that now, is the blue on Poe Road and 18. So, when we put the SUP in, that would obviously give more business to whoever moves into Great Scott. I'm being optimistic here on that. But I think it's still going to be helpful. It still will be towards the overall goal of getting on the north side of 18, that multi-use path for travel and commerce. And the west side of Poe Road, that will help, again, connect those residents on Poe Road with the village, along with additional sidewalk on East Water Street. And then also envision, when you look at this, all 5 railroad crossings eventually being quiet zones. So there's going to be significant infrastructure improvements over the next, let's say, 10 years. And obviously, you also have East Broadway there, which is all 100% funded. Design is about to get underway with American Construction Point, and we should have that be built in 2030, I believe. The MUP I just referred to is also 2030. The light blue you see over there in Gillette, Chicago, and Wabash, that is our Safe Routes to School. We're still waiting to hear back about that award. That's west side of Gillette, east side of Chicago, east side of Wabash. And then the yellow on East Walnut you see there, intersecting with Gillette, that is the mayor's East Walnut sidewalk plan on the south side. We're looking to hopefully get that done this year with 100% local funding. We may split that in half. We're still waiting on quotes, and we have to get rid of 3 huge cottonwoods near Rhodes Avenue there. And East Walnut. So things are still underway on that, slowly working towards that. And then you see in the northwest corner there on West Cherry, going north on North Main is another one of Mayor's ideas. The trees have been removed on West Cherry already. They still need to be stump ground and all that. But I'm hopefully, my plan is to apply for Safe Routes to School next year for that project. So things are happening all over the place here. I can keep talking, but Tar Street, east side, 5-foot sidewalk going north, all the way to American Legion Drive, that is, and then connecting our park basically with all of our residents, and also at the same time focusing on inside infrastructure. But I'm truly trying to utilize federal funding opportunities out there for 18 East Broadway and Main Street south of East Broadway, south of Broadway in general. So SDBG, which I've talked to you guys before about. I have a meeting tomorrow with Kleinfelder. We've already went through one reading of authorizing me to submit the application for SDBG. But right now, the sidewalk goal, let's start with first, is ADA compliance on the west side of Main Street with the additional sidewalk that's missing. We're kind of ODOT ended down there. See that on the west side there. There's like no sidewalk all of a sudden. So add sidewalk there, add ADA mats all along the west side, and on the east side, replace all the sidewalk from where ODOT ended on the east side to the Kelly's parking lot is kind of the thought here. And then when you see those two dashes on our Main Street area, that is going to be all new. It's going to hopefully match what we have north of the tracks when it comes to design and lighting and a little bit of love for the south of the tracks, really. With the anticipated railroad crossing, quiet zone crossing, I'm trying to allow it to be a uniform looking, safe pedestrian downtown area that we can have festivals in and not just influence or help out the north side, but also the south side.
You know, I look at this and
Yes.
To me personally, I think we're putting a lot of money into sidewalks where we have roads which are falling apart, and I think I'd rather see $101,000 going towards, like Quarry Road. If we don't do something about Quarry Road real soon, the north side's gonna fall off. So I'd rather see a map of roads what we're working on. That's me personally. I don't know how you guys feel, but we have roads what are really, really, really bad shape. There's.
So SDBG, the Main Street project I mentioned before, I didn't mention this yet. I'm going to do, part of the application is repave of Main Street there, and I'm really trying to get a reconstruction done, which is going to be quite expensive, of East Water Street. I know East Water took a beating while that bridge was out by the trucks from your employer. And also needs some water line improvements. So a lot of.
Well, these roads have been, they've all been
But East
beat up
Water
just
Street is.
because we dug into them so much.
But East Water Street's my main focus right now because it needs water, it needs sidewalk, it needs water improvements.
I think Quarry Road should be a big concern. That is a main route to the school. Lots of people use that to go outside of town, so I think Quarry Road, we should really get a focus on moving forward on trying to get that done.
I understand. I will look into that more.
I hopefully you guys feel the same way, because
Every day it's just worse and worse.
It's worse.
We also have a lot of roads that are a lot worse off than Quarry Road.
Yeah.
We gotta look at where we gotta start.
In town roads, yes.
Yeah.
Well, see, when I look at kind of like Water Street, what he was just talking, Main Street, these are all roads that are falling apart too. We finally got the sewer and the water and everything replace. So, I mean, now let's start focusing on
Yeah.
roads.
Maybe we need to do an
I just-
assessment
And I would
of
like
all
to,
the streets
yeah.
and roads and see, you know, and chronologically put them down as far as which ones need attention first.
Yeah, which I'm already working on. I've already asked for a pavement condition rating of all of our streets from Kleinfelder. They should be getting us that quote in the next month or so. I'm also utilizing Lake Erie West from Timokov. They have a whole department that's getting traffic counts. They got them last 2-3 weeks on East Water Street, Main Street, Poe, Eagleville, Bridge, and I think Main Street already. They've already gotten those counts, so I'm working on with what I have, yes. But sidewalk is cheaper than streets. The streets is also over $1 million a mile, and that's I'm working with what I have, and sidewalk is very important to me, and we obviously need that too.
I know Beecher Street.
Beecher, which part?
Beecher and Broad, it's almost untravelable. I mean, it's turned into pretty much stone now, and it's big giant potholes and.
I hear you.
That's why, I don't know, I think we need to really focus on projects with streets and.
Yes, but
really-
Some of the sidewalk is most of it's grant money.
Yes.
We could be
East Broadway's
putting time
100%
and
funded.
grant money into the.
We don't have grant money for the streets, we have grant
Why
money for
can't
the
we?
sidewalks.
Why can't we?
It's harder to get grant money for the
So-
streets.
Okay,
you
I'd
can-
rather spend $101,000 and put in a section of road what's totally disappeared than to work on a sidewalk. I'm sorry, that is me. We need to get to our roads. We gotta start.
But this, also, we have a sidewalk fund that is to repair the sidewalks. So we're taking from the sidewalk budget to repair these sidewalks. The money is set aside only for the sidewalks. We can't take that money
This
and throw it to
$101,000
the street.
right here is not just only set apart for the sidewalks, Richard. This is coming out of general fund.
It'll be
all-
emergency
all the other
appropriation
kinds of
next
things.
week.
So this $101,000 is not just for sidewalks.
So,
And that's why I'm saying, I just would love to start focusing on some streets. I mean, I love what you're doing, Josh, and I'm not taking
hear you.
anything away from your sidewalks. I wanna see some streets happen.
So out of that, I have a question, out of that 101, how much is strictly for sidewalks? Do we have you said.
the 101,000 that is mentioned in this is for the MUP PO project. A project we've been awarded $688,000 for the construction side of things, which we also 20% match, but we can also ask for OPWC funding and DNR funding to cut some of that 20% cost too. So I'm looking forward to that. Won't apply that for like 3 years. Excuse me. But the 101,000, again, this is for right of way, it's for the design, it's for environmental, et cetera, so I have it all written out here.
But is that all coming out of the general fund, all of it?
I anticipated it to, but April's saying it's coming out of different funds, which she has not identified yet at this time. But it will be part of the emergency appropriation next Tuesday, along with the authorization to receive 101,000 to go in agreement with Kleinfelder for the design phase, basically. So yes, it is sidewalk, and I understand the street issue. I mean, I think North Second is absolutely horrible too. But thing is, we got to a point in the village where we got to start somewhere, and every single street just about in a way, could be classified as a priority. My personal priority is East Water Street at this time, because of, again, it's taking a beating by itself. We need sidewalk on it, we need water.
It's still not as bad as
Reconstruction
Quarry Road.
does cost more, and with all due respect, sir, Quarry Road, and I do understand it goes to school, but Quarry Road is outside, it's not
It's
in
a
inner
very,
city.
very traveled road.
I
mean,
get that. And
it's
so
a
is-
very traveled road,
so is
and we
Maple.
are in charge of it, so.
Yes. So I hear you. I wish I could replace it all. And this kind of leads me to my next thing. I wish I could talk to the mayor about this more before today. He was supposed to come, but got help with work. I would like to discuss, at least bring up for discussion, maybe not today, but later, the possibility of putting on the November ballot another income tax levy. I think that the proof that we can use that money to actually get work done now, unlike the last couple tries. I mean, that may not be fair, but I'm seeing it anyways. Call it ignorance, I don't care, arrogance, you know. But I think that maybe we'll pass this time. Just throwing it out there. And that will help get our coffers full so we can actually focus on streets more. Because streets is, I mean, sidewalks are expensive, but streets, it's a whole nother animal.
Josh, what's in our streets budget, do you know roughly?
4 streets? No.
It's right around 100,000.
So
I think
you could,
More
basically
so
what we
potholes.
have, we can't even pave a block.
It's more sort of potholes and stuff.
I know, but if you don't have a plan, you're not gonna get
Yes,
nowhere.
Right,
And-
right,
If
absolutely.
we're gonna just start throwing
Yes.
$101,000 out of our general fund into
And
sidewalks instead of if we have a plan to start saving some $101,000 to go towards street and go out actively looking for grant money to get us streets, I mean, that's all I'm saying. I just,
And I'm already working towards
love
what
to see
you're talking
us
about.
moving towards
I
streets a
agree.
little bit.
My plans are getting the condition ratings, with Kleinfeld. We already have the sidewalk trip hazard stuff and precision safe sidewalks. I'm gonna get GIS layers, layer them on top of each other with what we have up here, prioritize from there, do capital improvement plans going forward, and I'd love to have you in on those conversations to make sure we can prioritize these appropriately.
Yeah, I'd love to. But I would ask you to go drive down Broadway, go to Beecher Street. Drive down
I
Beecher
can
Street.
name 10 streets that
I'm
are
just
worse.
saying, go drive down, I bet
I-
you can't. I bet you can't name one
Oh.
worse than that.
Go to the end of Beecher and ride along the tracks.
Yeah, so, again, we're doing a lot here, Mason and I, we're trying to be very conscious of our funding, all across the board, and that's why we're trying to get as much data as possible through Lake Erie West, through the PCR, everything we can possibly do to make sure we are good stewards of taxpayer money. Connectivity amongst those who travel by foot and bike and all that is very important to myself. I think it creates a good environment for people to live in. Our quality of life here, I wouldn't say is ideal, but I think we definitely have a lot of potential to do a lot, which is what I'm trying to go after, low-hanging fruit where possible. Everyone east of the east of the creek, I mean, is basically another universe. They don't have great access to downtown. Commerce and flow is great, in my opinion. People want to walk or run or bicycle, not the greatest. We're low on ADA mats. We have a lot of potholes, a lot of brick sidewalks that are not well maintained. You're probably the best one, probably in the village, I will say. Out of all the ones I've ever seen in North Baltimore, so kudos for that, by the way. I guess what I'm trying to get at is I hope to have council support going forward on everything I've discussed, especially with the MUP on 18 and west side of Poe sidewalk next week when I present council with that emergency appropriation for the funding, but also the authorization to proceed with $101,000 for the actual agreement with Kleinfeld.
Okay. If, and I'm only saying if,
Yes.
council would approve a levy, when does that have to be?
Yes, I believe I had written down somewhere. I think I lost it. I think it was August. I think it was mid-August, I believe. And the more I've done a lot of looking into the whole property tax repeal thing, and I believe it's not going to be placed on the ballot. And with it not being on the ballot, I'm more optimistic about this passing. So I think the anti-tax crowd would be more out there if it wasn't on the ballot. This is a thought I have, but either way, I think we need the money. We need to invest it.
And
We have a
that's the
plan.
thing, that's my concern. If you
Streets
know,
is
at this
coming.
point, we don't know if it's gonna be on the ballot, and if it does, and it gets voted and it passes, we're gonna have to address some other issues, because we're gonna lose that revenue. And that's what concerns me about putting something on there now.
You'll lose revenue from.
If the property tax
Oh, yes.
levy passes, we're gonna lose.
Right now, it's not going to be on the ballot. I think it's about 30% or less chance it'll be on the November ballot at this point.
Well, we
The
should
news
know,
I've been reading.
we should know by July 1st whether
I
it will
believe
be on the
so.
ballot or not.
That's correct, yes.
But like I said, I think we should kind of maybe hold off a little bit just to see
Yes,
what.
I'm just bringing it up
Right.
now for future discussion. I agree.
So when we've done
That's
the
all.
point, we did the, I was on council, the 0.5% in the past?
I want to go for at least 0.5, that sounds right.
What's the revenue estimation of what's 0.5%?
I haven't looked into that too much yet. I'll have to look at, I mean, I'm sure numbers have been done already by previous administration and by, I'm sure Matt when it failed last 2 Novembers ago. So, I mean, again, just throwing it out there, testing the waters a little bit here, but the numbers, I can tell you for a fact, if it's not 0.5, it's going to be at 1%, it'll help us significantly in getting our streets improved. Because without it, I don't want to make the, I could do it, but I probably should, with the money we have.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'd be nervous putting it on without knowing whether that property tax is going
Agreed.
on there.
Agreed.
And seeing what that's gonna do, because then we've gotta start crunching some numbers, because we're gonna lose, I think it's about 500,000, I think we came up with, that if that were to happen, so.
The village is in a good financial position, and we'll keep it that way.
Mhm.
And I think we need that buffer, too, for quite a few funds, but I think I have proven and continue to prove that we will use these funds appropriately, and the village residents will see those improvements, if not tomorrow, in 2 years, with some of these projects coming to fruition.
All right, was there anything else you guys see, did you hit all of these?
Well, I'm going to pass it off to Mason, who was talking about
Okay.
Gov Deals and DNR Nature Works. But I'm going to grab a cup of water.
Okay. Yeah, so Brian has discussed with me and Josh the possibility of selling one of the old utility trucks that the water department was previously using. I believe it's like a box truck, Chevrolet, if I understand correctly. So we went out and took some pictures, and we've kind of been doing some looking into Gov Deals. It's a service the village has used in the past to auction off village property. I believe they've done it a couple times in the past. I'm not sure how recently. All that would need to go with it is just accompanying resolution, just essentially saying that we are authorizing selling the water truck from the village to through Gov Deals. So there is some ORC legislation that goes with it. I am currently drafting that with Josh right now, and that should be prepared for a first reading next week with all the details there. That can go through 3 full readings. It's just, whenever it's ready, we can list it. Do you have anything you should add on that?
No, this is kind of our first time really going through the whole Gov Deal stuff and getting rid of a large item. So, yeah, we'll probably get more of these done in the future. We'll get rid of equipment that's just laying around, police, EMS, whoever it might be, and let's go from there.
Yeah. And we have a lot of leeway with setting the terms that the village would prefer, as far as how the pickup would work and things like that. A lot of discretion is on our side, so we would just have to establish that when we list it. But I believe that's it for that one. You want me to go on to NatureWorks?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the other grant we're looking at right now is the Ohio Department of Natural Resources NatureWorks. So as a small update, I believe a couple months ago we were talking about the pavilion closest to the sled hill that's now demolished. At the time we were starting to look into grant funding sources on how we could replace that with a new pavilion. T-Mobile did send us an email yesterday for the hometown grant we applied for. It's not necessarily surprising, but we were not awarded for that. That was a nationwide grant, pretty competitive. So we're looking more towards NatureWorks now. So the reason I bring this up is just because we'll likely need to pass a supporting resolution for that, just to say that we are authorizing to submit. This would be essentially just the same application we submitted to T-Mobile with a few modifications. So we're still gonna be applying for that 16 by 24 pavilion through, I believe it's Herbs. Yeah, so I will present that again. We're going to talk about getting a quote for a concrete pad underneath the pavilion, so we'll try to include that.
Did you find someone for the concrete, to do the concrete?
You were going to reach out to Rich.
I can never pronounce his name right. Delmatier or something like that.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
Yellow meter there.
Perfect. So I believe he was drawing up some quotes already for the village for those,
Yes, he's getting us a quote for 5 ADA mats, 4 by the elementary school, 1 at the office right here, and he's also getting us quotes for East Walnut sidewalk.
So I reached out to him today, and he's gonna start that process of getting that drawn up. So for that resolution, that will be presented next week. For Nature Works, just to give you a quick rundown, it is a 75% grant, so we would be responsible for the remaining 25%. They do county, so each county gets up to $150,000 or less. Although this grant is due on July 1st, the county allocations have not yet been released still, so I'm not sure how much Wood County will be able to distribute. This is not, I want to clarify, Wood County is not awarding this, it's just split by county, so the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, they just allocate how much funding, we could receive based off our county pot. Yeah, so that's about it. That would need to be passed as an emergency because it is due July 1st. I know we are trying to avoid emergency resolution. In this case, a lot of the information on Nature Works will be coming in the next week or so it is time sensitive. So, are there any questions? I did my best to kind of keep it simple, but I can explain more as well.
No,
Very good.
We're still working on a bunch of park improvements, and Mason is going to be a great help going forward on that. A new paved parking lot over on the east side of the park is another target we're trying to get funding for going forward. So, but right now, Sled Hill Pavilion is our priority over.
You know what would have been great? Park improvement?
What are you going to say? Could be anything.
We would have bought the old football field.
So we are actually looking at an opportunity where the DNR pays for half of that cost. It's something I've not talked to the mayor or Paul about too much yet, but I've got it now. It's just something, well, we have to get a letter of intent, I think to or from Mr. Damon, very preliminary on this. And I think that, say it's $120,000 total, I think council would be more willing to pay $60,000 to $120,000.
Well, I mean, we're paying $118,000 for an assessment. And we could have actually just bought that land.
So,
Just saying.
there's another opportunity that I'll bring to council later this year. I don't have a lot of high hopes that it's going to sell in the meantime, so I don't think we're in a big rush. I've not reached out to Damon about this, but.
So who explained to me again what the...
It's a letter of intent. It's part of the process with the DNR on this program, which is the...
Land Water Conservation Fund?
Yeah, I think I can't remember too well. That fund is, we have to go through, get a letter of intent and other stuff from the actual seller, and maybe do some like, environmental or something like that, just to make sure. And it's, the same program was used in the 80s to actually buy the land for our current park. A whole big old parcel there is actually bought from the same.
And when will you have information on that?
We're not really in a rush on that.
In the fall is when it'll probably release. I think it's November.
Okay, so we'll get our due diligence done before then, and make sure council is aware ahead of time. Yeah. So, did Paula leave for the?
Pardon me?
Is Paula?
Yeah, she wasn't feeling well.
Okay. So, yeah, something I need to talk to the mayor and Paul about more in detail too, but you heard it here first, I guess. So,
Nice.
Still in the works. Never got rid of it. Never didn't give up. I still want that land. I still want it. I think council, if we put our minds to it, we can figure out a good way, a good purpose for that land too, whatever that might be.
What did
Maybe
you
a
pay
soccer
for that,
field. I don't know.
Josh? What do you pay for that? 90 or 100?
Oh, wow, it's been a while to look at these numbers. I want to say probably spent 90 and invested maybe 30 or so in the demo. Wanted to sell for 120, but I think he raised that cost since then. My wife looked on
I thought it was
online.
150.
He increased it. But maybe this will get from 120, I don't know.
Okay. Did either of you have anything else that you want to add? All right, and the fiscal officer is going to start on June 8th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Or before?
Yes, I'm gonna ask for many signatures from him.
Pardon me?
I have a lot of signatures to ask from him on day one, so can't wait for him to start.
Right. All right.
How you like, Ray?
Mayor's not here, so was there anything else that anybody else needed to address? And we will adjourn.